Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize the microphone was going the whole time. Well, that's embarrassing. Well, let's continue with the show, shall we?
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Hello, I'm Seth Simons, director of the Exolana Project. This is a spoken bird poem. It's called Bird. Caw! Caw! Caw-caw! Coo! Coo! Eagle, eagle, eagle. Thank you. That last one was a mockingbird imitating an eagle. God bless America.
Yeah, and apparently that is the guy who gets somebody kicked off of Saturday Night Live, and I can't even say that right. Live from New York, this is. Yeah, so yeah, that's the state of comedy apparently. And speaking of the state of comedy, let's just get to what happened to me when I was parked somewhere this week, and oh, hang on. I've already fucked up. Yeah, let's get to this. This shit. No, just sitting there. Cloudy day, whatever. Now, look at this. Ready? Ready, here it is. Now, this is, yeah. Now, the car's already braking. Now, I assume it's got its indicator on because it's indicating that it needs to make a turn. I can't see the indicator. Still can't see the indicator. Oh, you know what? I haven't looked at this closely. This might be, yeah, I can see one brake light, but I can't see the other. And I can't see the... See, I just assume the fucking scooter rider's wrong because why the fuck didn't the scooter go around the car? Let's go back on that. Yeah. Why isn't the scooter trying to go around the car? Why is the scooter straight up the car's ass? Like, what do you think is going to happen? And I don't think the pink shirt is coincidental. I think the pink shirt has everything to do about it. This fucking homo queer. I'd like to see somebody prove me that I'm wrong. Jesus Christ, my mouth is dry. Hold on a sec.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
Okay, that didn't go as long as I thought it would. Yeah, you know what? I think maybe this cunt's got a tail light out, but still, that doesn't explain why the scooter couldn't just go around. This is clearly someone who's only been taught one way of anything, and is yeah. Look, oh, I'll stay right behind and I'll brake and I'll fucking do this. Like this cunt is on the brakes the whole time. Not expect. Yeah, see, it flashes on, it flashes off. Oh, okay. This was the Yeah, I don't know who it is in this situation. But
physical appearance counts for nothing.
That had nothing to do with anything. Right, what was the first story I was actually planning on getting into? Where the hell were we? Episode 7? Yeah, I just started this episode. I've done some kind of, pre-work for this episode. I know what the episode's called. I know what stories I have to get to for the episode to be called what I want it to. But apart from that, I haven't really put too much thought into this. And yeah, same with the time and that. I do want to get a regular time going. I, do want to get a regular thing going. But right now, I'm bottle and a half, into some red. And I still got another bottle sitting there waiting for me after I finish the other half, to continue doing this podcast. So yeah, like always, I am going to be inebriated during this podcast. Now, what was I going to get to that was fucking hilarious? Oh, last weekend, people. Last weekend was the Bathurst. Now, I know you're thinking, what is Bathurst? Bathurst is, it's a place in Victoria. But more importantly, it's also a car race. It's like the Daytona 500 of Australia. It's the Le Mans of Australia. It's the cast race. Yeah, well done, you racist cunt. I didn't have the sound effect I wanted there, and I really should have. You racist cunt. That would have worked. Yeah, that would have worked well. Had I had it queued up before I thought I was going to fumble those words and fake them sound phrases. Okay.
Toasted! Toasted! He's mighty toasted!
Anywho, enough with this stupid sound this stupid sound effects. Yeah. Anywho. No, but what was I saying? See, here's the thing. I get into a fucking sound effects loop, and I just, forget where I'm at, and I forget that. Okay. Yep, I only meant to push that button once, but I pushed it twice. Anywho, what was I talking about? I was talking about, that's right, the Bathurst, and yeah, it's basically, the, Ferrari, Ferrari, that's a branded car, stupid. It's the Le Mans, it's the fucking, I don't know, of fucking, Formula 1, whatever fucking, European fucking hoity-toity faggy city is the, Bathurst of that. It's that. Right, so that led to, well, basically people, people, like on Facebook and other social medias or whatever, people have a, ugh. The fuck are you talking about, man? No, but anyway, people post memes, people post jokes, people, say things about, whatever it is coming up, and here we go. Viral post slammed after an utter disgrace. A photo of a woman tied up and gagged has sparked outrage from people who have slammed it as an utter disgrace. I like how that's, utter disgrace is the quote. So basically, that's all they got from a bunch of fucking angry feminists. A tasteless Facebook post showing a woman tied to a chair with her mouth taped. It's just funny. Showing her tied to her chair. Where was I? The photo was shared on Facebook. Okay, way before that. Showing her mouth tape, which was shared in celebration of a sporting event, has sparked outrage. The photo was shared on Facebook page Hoon's Burnout Street Racing Australia on the weekend with the caption, in quotes, "It's Bathurst Day." Ahead of the Bathurst 1000 V8 car race that saw thousands flock to the town for the event and had Aussies glued to their TVs. So basically, it's a sporting event that rates. It's like the fucking, Indianapolis 500, whatever the fuck it is in America. But yeah, everyone watches it. It's like the one. But since it's since gone viral after a domestic campaigner shared it to her page, pointing out that it encouraged domestic violence and sparked comments that labeled the photo horrific and an utter disgrace. Now, so they're admitting in the story that this is a bullshit, nothing story, yet they're going with it anyway. It's something that has blah 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 glued to their TVs, but this is the thing. But it's since gone viral. Yeah, it's since gone viral after a domestic violence campaigner. So this is just some bitch who's seen this and gone, I'm offended. And she's seen that, said that, and has decided to go on a campaign against it. Campaigner shared it to her page, pointing out that it encouraged domestic violence and sparked comments that labeled the photo horrific and an utter disgrace. Okay, so it sparked comments. So some fucking crazy blue-haired, troglodyte, fucking unfuckable blue-haired monster fucking whatever feminist has posted this to her unfuckable feminist Facebook page. And Facebook is a place, there's a reason this is not I am not right now broadcasting to Facebook Live. There is an absolute reason for that. Why I never even attempted. I left for Facebook years ago. Is because it is a social justice warrior waste hole. It is a fucking wrong think sinkhole where it's an Orwellian fucking anus. Anyway, that's why, so some fucking on a social justice platform, a social justice network, and I'm not saying everybody on that is, a social justice warrior. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. What I'm saying is they only allow, correct think, right think, and, obviously I don't mean right as in the, political leaning. That's why, anyway, that's why I say correct think. They only allow correct think because, that anyone who says whatever, but at the end of the day, they are a business and they need money. So if you're popular enough, you can get away with a lot more as long as you're flying under their radar. Yeah, but anyway, that's why I'm not on Facebook, and that's why this says, it sparked comments on a basically Facebook, a social justice website. It sparked comments, and it even says, encourage domestic violence and sparked comments that labeled the photo horrific and then quote, an utter disgrace. Now, it sparked comments that labeled the photo. So all that means is the photo was posted, and whoever the cracking journalist, whoever fucking Lois Lane who wrote this shit is, whoever that is, they went through the comments section and took three words. They took the word horrific, and then they took two words, utter disgrace. And that is the basis, that is the crux of basically this article. Anyway, the article goes on to say Shirley Moody. Really? That's your name? Shirley Moody. All right. Founder of the Red Heart Companion, which commentators... Okay, I'm just going to highlight the Red Heart Companion and do a little search while I read this, which commemorates the lives of women and children lost to violence, shared the post saying 57 women were dead as a result of violence in 2019. Now, so she's basically saying that 57 women are dead. And now that I'm looking it up, the first fucking 3 fucking things when I search the Red Heart campaign, and I'll just show you. Yeah, as this. The first 3 things are Facebook, 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 which tells me they only interact on Facebook. They only interact in a medium, in a platform where anyone who even questions, what they stand for, what their principles are, what their logic is, anyone who even fucking stands for that shit will be banned. Anyone who stands for that shit. Anyone who even questions anything they stand for. Anyone who even throws them a slight fucking curveball where they just don't have a fucking copy and paste answer, they will be banned. They will be blocked. That's what I'm seeing here from fucking, the fact that, that's what I'm seeing here. The fucking, their top things are a fucking Facebook, Twitter. Okay. I was never banned from Facebook. I left voluntarily. And as for Twitter, I am permanently suspended because, a bunch of Antifa members got, they got arrested. And I said, well, gee, I hope they get raped. Wouldn't that be funny? No, I just said I hope they get raped. That got me permanently suspended from Twitter. Then I went, I went back on Twitter again. And what they're basically saying by that is, just don't fly on anyone's radar and you can be back on Twitter. And, then I told I tweeted to a transgender woman, real women have ovaries. And, now I'm, definitely permanently suspended. If I want to go back on Twitter, I absolutely have to use a different phone number. Trust me, I've tried. And women have ovaries was the one that really fucking did it. You can wish rape or whatever. No, okay. My first suspension on Twitter was telling a pedophile he should kill himself. So I've spoken out against pedophilia. I've spoken out against who was the other one I said? Oh, I've spoken out against Antifa. So I've spoken out against pro-aggression, pro-violence people, and that's what they are. It's the opposite of libertarianism. Libertarian is something I consider myself, but I'm for the non-aggression principle. Antifa are the opposite of that. They are the the active, basically, they are the pro-aggression principle. That's what Antifa stand for. I stand for the opposite of that. Yet I said I hope they get raped, which is, I just think it would be funny. A group that's pro-aggression, a group that's pro, get in other people's faces, get in other people's business, shut other people down, get inside people and fucking hurt them, get inside their lives. And you notice I'm saying the word inside a lot because you know where I'm going with this. Yeah, I hope Antifa members who get arrested get raped. And that is non-aggression. That is just wishful thinking. That's all it is. I'm not saying, I'm saying I'm not praying. I'm not doing anything where I think it can happen. I'm just saying that I would consider it poetic justice if some Antifa cunt who punches an old lady, stands in front of an old lady in Montreal, ends up in a prison getting cornholed. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying I would consider that poetic justice. I'm not saying go out and do it on my behalf. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying that, that would make me smile at the very least. Excuse me. Yep. I'm on the vape again. I've honestly just been spending too much money on cigarettes and fuck it. I might get cigarettes. Oh, I'm thinking I'm going to get cigarettes for the weekend. So I might start doing some podcasting on the weekend and, podcast with some cigarettes. I don't know why I would do that. Why would I say that, or why would I do that? No, but I just feel like a fucking douchebag, and rightly so, every time I vape on a podcast. And, I'm going to do something to counter that right now. There's fucking nothing left in that. Anywho, where was I going with what I was saying? Yeah, okay, the Red Heart campaign. The Bathurst 1000. Anyway, any and many. Oh, fuck off with the ads. Sorry, you can't see this, but I can. It's annoying. Shirley Moody, or whatever, said the Red Heart campaign, which commemorates the lives of women and children lost, and shared the post with 57 women were declared dead as a result of violence in 2019. Yeah, how many men? Oh, I'm going to go ahead and say it's at least double. And many thousands of women and children likely to be beaten by drunken rev heads following and during the Bathurst 1000 this weekend, she wrote. Okay, so this is just straight up fucking Marxism. We couldn't get hold of fucking the working class, so now we're going to go to minority groups and destroy the working class. Because here's the thing about Marxists. They thought it was working class people like yours truly who were going to be on their side and going to help with their revolution. And they tried to ingratiate themselves to us. It didn't work because they're all a bunch of fucking bourgeois fucking faggots. So it never fucking worked. But here's the thing, when that didn't work with us, when that didn't work with the working class, when that didn't fucking, work, jive with us, when that didn't happen, that they moved on to basically special interest groups, these fucking Marxist faggots, these bourgeois fucking wannabe academic, cock-sucking, chode-chuggling, goo-gobbling fucking faggots. When these people didn't get what they wanted, they moved on from the working class because, we didn't bite. And they moved on to these special interest groups. And that's what's happening now is they have to destroy the white man. Because the white man, the white working class man, is who fucking Karl Marx and that said, oh, go after them, go after them, go after them. And that's exactly what they tried. That's why when you look at like the beginning of like the Greens Party, whether it be in Australia or whether it be in fucking the UK or Canada or wherever, when, or the United States, but let's stick it to like the colonies and that. When you look at like Australia and fucking Canada and New Zealand, the whole fucking what was I saying? I am quite drunk. No. But anyway, what I'm saying is when you look at that, the whole fucking movement towards like for the Greens and that, for the Greens Party, that's where I was going with this, and I'm back on track.
In recognizing a communist, physical appearance counts for nothing.
Yeah, so, when that, I don't know why I hit that sound effect, that derailed myself even more. I thought that would give me time to think, but all it did was make me think about the actual sound effect. But basically, these Marxists, these communists, they couldn't get hold of, in all these countries, the working class and that. So they've gone after special interest groups and split it up so much that they want to convince everybody, especially in schools, like publicly funded schools, which is like what I went to, where they want you to feel white guilt. They want to make the white man, and it's not that the white man has oppressed them. It's not that the white man has done anything to them. It's just like when you do what they claim they don't do, which is you look at things demographically. You look at things through the prism of identity politics, and it seems like Asian men come out on top, white men come out second. They can't attack Asian men without looking blatantly racist. But for some reason, because of this narrative they've been creating since the fucking 70s or 60s or whatever, where the white man's the oppressor, and they've been creating this narrative since like the 70s where the white man is oppressor, so they can attack the white man, even though the white man is, third when it comes to, demographics who are doing well in any Western civilized, and it's not even third, but basically you have, like Asian men at the top, Chinese, Taiwanese, whatever, Asian men are at the top. And then under that, you have Jewish men, which is, Arabic, but whatever, but you have Jewish. Jewish is under that. And then under that, you have white, which is Caucasian, which covers everything from French to fucking, everything from fucking like Norwegian to French, English to fucking Greek. Which, yeah, okay, you can call all of that white. But there are very much differences in those cultures and the way those different there's a big difference between a fucking, an Italian or a Greek white guy to a fucking Russian white guy. There's a big difference. Had a shot? Anyway, okay, so this bitch goes on to say, and many thousands of women and children are beaten by drunken rev heads following and during the Bathurst 100. Now, I've got that highlighted there, and many thousands of women and children are likely to be beaten by the drunken rev heads following and during Bathurst 1000 this weekend, she wrote. Well, guess what? Bathurst 1000 was last weekend. And guess what? There was no spike in crime to the point that many, so let's say times, many thousands? So we're talking from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands, right? Because many thousands, we were rounding up. If I were to say many thousands, well, then just rounding up would tell you 10,000 at least. Like maximum 10,000, many thousands. Somewhere between 2,000 and 10,000 is where we're talking. It's somewhere between 2 and 9,000. It's somewhere between, 2,000 and 9,000. But this is many, which means it's somewhere between 200,000 and 900,000. So what this person is saying, many thousands. So at bare minimum, many. So you have thousands, and then another unit of thousands. It's many. So we're talking at least 100,000. 100,000. So the hundreds of thousands is what they're saying here, because they're saying many thousands of women and children. So what they're saying is possible hundreds and thousands of women and children are likely to be beaten by their drunken rev heads following and during. And many thousands of women and children are likely to be beaten by drunken rev heads following and during the Bathurst 1000 this weekend, she wrote. The majority of the racing industry is a misogynist paradise, so it does not just surprise me that the meme in carrying domestic violence is making the rounds. Okay, so this makes no sense, because if it's so... Now, what we'll do is... we'll go down and find this meme. This is... Okay. So apparently this is the most misogynistic meme, and because of this meme, now let me get things straight. This is a meme, right? So it's a single image. It's just a picture. A meme is a picture. It's a picture that's a joke or whatever, but it's still just a picture. Now, warning, I know on BitChute this podcast goes out as not safe for life, but I just need to give people a fair warning that what you're about to see could possibly lead to the beating of women and children. I mean, it wouldn't be in a major newspaper like the Advertiser if it weren't true. I mean, there's no way this is bullshit, okay? So I think I've given you enough warning. Please make sure all women and children are not in the room as I show this, because yeah, I understand it's
Gay!
no, it's a hard thing, okay? All right, this is the meme that has been causing all this controversy. Okay, here we go. 3. Okay, you people ready? Seriously, because I'm not going to be held responsible for anything you feel or anything that, you know, whatever happens to you emotionally when I show this, I am not responsible. I have given you fair warning. Now, like I said, many thousands of women and children were beaten last weekend because of this meme. Many thousands. I mean, it's not in the news. It hasn't been reported. There's no spike in crime. There's no spike in anything else. But, you know, come on. A feminist with a Facebook page. Like, it's to be trusted. I mean, like the wife killer Patton Oswalt says, believe all women. Like the wife killer Patton Oswalt says, believe all women. Okay, here is the fair warning. Here it is. Oh God, here we go. Oh, okay. Oh shit. Yeah, it's fucking. Oh my God. See, if you look closely, the Hoons Burnouts and Street Racing Australia on Facebook had posted 5 hours before this screenshot, it's Bathurst Day, ! And there's a woman tied to a chair while Bathurst is on the TV. And there are children toys in the other corner. So what to say, this guy is a father or whatever, and you could assume that he's also tied up the children or whatever. But what it is, and most importantly, she's tied to the chair and she's got the thing over her mouth. Now, that's what the joke actually is. That she's got tape over her mouth. The fact that she's bound is kind of irrelevant. The most important thing is she's gagged because the dude with the on the Xbox or whatever that is next to the TV. Anyway, the dude wants to watch Bathurst. Now, the woman would interrupt that. That's the joke. That's why she's gagged. That's it. That's the joke. It's just funny. It's like tie your missus to a chair, like gag your missus and tie her to a chair, because if you don't, she's going to bother you while you're trying to watch this once in a year event. It's not even important or whatever, but it may be important to you. And how dare you joke about the fact that it is important to you? I mean, could you imagine like a like the image of like a white man with like a gag in his mouth and he's tied to a chair so his Muslim co-worker can pray to Ramadan for the 3rd time that day? Could you imagine that as an image, as a joke on Facebook? Could you imagine if that was something we joked about? Like, you know, like Muslim people would just stick a sock in the fucking, you know, in a non-Muslim, whatever the fuck they're called. I've completely vagued on it. Yeah, an infidel. That's it. So it's a Muslim woman sticking a sock. It's like Ilhan Omar or whatever. Sandy fucking Adderallized Cortez or whatever, sticking a sock in a fucking white man's mouth so that she can go and pray for the 3rd time that day. Do you think that meme would catch the same attention from feminists? Even though it's promoting Islam and saying, shut up, this woman has to do as she's told. Because that's exactly what they're trying to get from this. They're not trying to get the fact that, oh yeah, the missus complains a lot and it annoys me when I'm trying to watch what I'm trying to watch. It's like, this is a free society where women aren't oppressed. She's free to leave, and that's what bothers feminists the most. The thing that bothers feminists the most about this image is the fact that in reality, she is free to leave. She is free to do whatever she wants. Also, she's skinny and pretty. And she chooses to be with a man. She chooses, as you can see in the background, there's a little pink tricycle, so there's a daughter in the picture. She chooses to have this man be the father of a daughter. And that's what this is about. And it has nothing to do with the fact that she's tied to a chair, because that's the joke. Nobody's actually taking that seriously. And it's not what the feminists are taking seriously. The feminists do not give a fuck about the fact that she is tied to a chair.
How dare you?
No, I'm serious. They don't care about that. You know, the fact that the V8 supercars are on the TV, again, irrelevant. It's the fact that it's a man doing what a man wants to do. Meanwhile, he's using this woman as a joke. And most importantly, this is what has really got the feminists triggered, is the fact that there is that pink fucking tricycle in the corner of the room and what looks like a giant fucking teddy bear, bunny rabbit or something like that. But it is that pink fucking tricycle in the corner. That okay, it is a PC. I can see the old PC. So this is, yeah, now that I look at the image of the V8 supercar and this, yeah, it's old. Okay, this is like at least 10 years old, but it's not important. What is important is, the woman's tied to the chair. She can't say anything. Blah blah blah. This is misogynistic and that. But the fact that this photo was staged, because obviously this woman isn't tied to the chair. She isn't bound and gagged. None of this is real. It's just he's set it up for a joke. Now this woman has agreed to it. So she's agreed to be quote unquote tied to a chair. Now this is where the joke itself, it's not the problem with feminists. So although I'm sure there are male feminists who will say, oh, this is blah 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 blah, this is what's offensive, and there are plenty of feminists who will just go along with it saying what's offensive. But what is actually offensive to a feminist, what is actually bothering them with this picture, is the fact that, she's gone along with it. So she's posed for this photo. She's agreed to this. And in the corner, in the fucking left-hand corner of the image you're looking at, there is a pink tricycle, which means not only has she chosen to do this, which is a huge fucking sin for a woman in the eyes of feminists, what she's doing, the idea of having a sense of humor, according to a feminist, heresy. You're no longer a woman. You no longer belong in the club of feminine. Even though these people, and I call them people, because they're not all women, are anything from feminine. But the fact that there is that pink tricycle in the corner not only says that she agreed to this, she agreed to set up for this photo, but she also agrees to be with this man. She also agrees to have a daughter with this man, have a child with this man, but most importantly, have a daughter with this man, and have this man be the father, the male role model to her daughter. Now, anyone with any sense of logic will look at this and go, yeah, you're absolutely right. You want, he seems like just a guy with a really good sense of humor, and he gets, basic, he gets the difference between men and women, and he's clearly just making a joke so people will laugh. That's the whole point of this fucking thing. These aren't rich people. These aren't this. I'm assuming this thing has to be 10 or so years old, this picture. And, this girl is probably a teenager by now, and she's been told over and over, I guarantee, I can tell by the make and model of the TV, by the fucking, the TV cabinet, because I'm pretty sure I used to own the same one, but in a tan color. So this is at least 10 years old, at the very least 10 years old, this picture. So that little girl with the tricycle, who owns the tricycle in this picture, is now at least like 13, 14. Minimum. Like, somewhere between 12 and fucking 13. At least, 11 and 13 or whatever. It really doesn't matter. And she hasn't been raised in this PC shit. And that's what this picture represents, is the public schools couldn't get their claws into enough kids, which is evident when they have these fucking protests and that, and they've fucking had a lot of them lately. Like, just this week we've gone through all this fucking Extinction Rebellion is, and I did the whole last episode was basically around Extinction Rebellion, which was I guess slightly less than a week ago. But anyway, they were on a week of protests, an entire week of protests, and it's the same thing. They achieved nothing. They did nothing. But I do have actually, should we go from this into feminists, or should we go from this into what happened with the Extinction Rebellion? You know what? I can save Extinction Rebellion for next time. But at the same time, I can, you know what? Since we're speaking of, let's go back to this, since we're going with this fucking feminist horseshit, where this is like, okay, so according to the feminists, how Australia is travelling in the efforts to reduce toxic masculinity, and I'll just pull that up on your screen now. How Australia is travelling in efforts to reduce toxic masculinity. If you're wondering how Australia is travelling in its efforts to reduce toxic masculinity, here's your answer, she wrote. Okay, like I said, this is from 10 years ago, so she's obviously like a member of or following this group just simply so she can shit on it. Now, I am not above that at all. In fact, I do that myself. Actually, the Advertiser newspaper is how I came based on this, but I'm not on Facebook anymore. But when I was on Facebook, that's all I did was follow people I hate. Similar with Twitter. Right, but this is people they hate, and sort of saying, like, these are the people apparently that women and children are being abused because of this toxic ideology where a guy dares to joke. Some men still think women should speak on their command. Jokes reduce women to objects, ridicule them, and is one of the drivers of violence against women. What an absolute fucking disgrace, Australia. Surely it's time for men to stand up against this crap. No, it's actually not. It's time for women to stand up against this crap. And this is what has been happening with the the idea of getting trannies out of women's sports, because there is nothing in men's sports to say a woman can't compete. It's only when you get to women's sports, women's divisions, where there's actual rules that says men can't enter. So no, it's not time for men to speak up. It's time for women to speak up, because there is no rule that says a woman can't enter a man's competition. But there are rules. Were rules set in place that say a man can't enter a woman's competition. Now, women are the only people who can speak up against this. You want to speak up against these fucking tranny faggots coming into your space, abusing your daughters, abusing yourselves? only women can speak up because men have been fucking silenced. Like, as I'm saying this, I am saying hate speech. I am shut down. Now, granted, a woman saying the same thing will be shut down just the same. But more people will, it will resonate with more people. It will impact more people. More women need to speak up for women's rights and stop these fucking deranged, brain dead fucking weirdos who claim to be women from taking your place. Yeah, everybody should be transphobic. The idea of me in a dress is fucking terrifying.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
Yeah, and all this horseshit leads me into yeah, that's right. The left claiming they are the moral ones, claiming they are the ones who, yeah, control morality, who control everything, who, you know, it's us. It's people like me who are saying, you're not a fucking tranny, you're just a mentally ill gay. It's people like myself who are, you know, hurting children. And everyone on the left is pro-children. And that's why we have this.
Oh, Scouts! Ready for your song about President Trump?
Yay! Yay! Ready, be jumping to beat that thing. We're gonna rap about a president.
You call women fat pigs? Show no respect.
Okay.
Oh, Scouts! Oh,
Okay, it's pussyscouts.com. Jesus Christ, that was fucking loud and weird. Yeah, pussyscouts.com, and it's someone wearing one of those pussy hats.
Ready for your song about President?
Ready for your song about President Trump. So, girls, ready for your song about President Trump. Okay, ready for your song about President Trump, and they've got him standing next to and patting on the back a Klan member. Now, two problems with this. You're saying President Trump is tall and strong because he's towering over this so-called Klan member. Also, secondly, now I don't know if you can see people watching on YouTube. You won't get this for the people listening, but for the people watching on YouTube, this is clearly a black person wearing the Klan hood. And here's my theory behind that. No one who was white involved in this video was willing to put on the Klan mask. Hear me out. Now, they were willing to put on the Trump and that because they're all covered up, and it's like, yeah, I played Trump. I'm a white guy, I played Trump. But I played Trump, to, show how bad Trump is. There is no form of backbending, nothing in identity politics that would allow for this video. The white person, and I guarantee it's a white person, who is inside the Trump costume to be in the opposite position where they would put a white person in the Klan hood. Because if they do that, that person, by their own logic, by their own standards, has to be declared a Klan member because it doesn't matter the context anymore. This is a big thing with these people. Like, context just goes out the window. There is no more context anymore. Now, yeah, this is the thing. So you can't be white and in a Klan hood because no matter what you say, no matter what context, identity politics will destroy you. Now, same could be said for this black guy, but for this black guy, he can distance himself really far. He has a very good, wide bridge. For a white person to do this, no matter how woke they are, that bridge is very fucking narrow before they fall off it. This black guy doing that, very wide bridge. Okay, let's continue on with this. Okay, so now it cuts to 4 10-year-old girls all clapping. Yay, yay, yay. Now, need I remind you, this is called Pussy Scouts. Alright, fat fucking granny lesbian feminist is fake beatboxing into what I assume is a new version of it's a Pinkatashi fucking massage wand. Okay, Granny be dropping a beat that's sick. Let's listen to this.
Beat that sick. We're gonna rap about a prez sick.
We're gonna rap about a prez who's a sexist dick. Okay, let's just go.
Granny be dropping.
Granny be dropping a beat that's sick.
We're gonna beat that sick.
We're gonna rap about a prez who's a sexist dick. Now, why would 10-year-old girls write this? I ask you. Let's continue.
Rap about a prez sick.
You call women fat pigs?
Y'all call women fat pigs, and fat pigs is in quotes because apparently it's quoting somebody. It is quoting somebody. It's quoting Donald Trump. So y'all call women. Now, President Trump never called women fat pigs. And he even said this, only Rosie O'Donnell. Only Rosie. See, that was the joke. He called Rosie O'Donnell a fat pig. And then when they said, you called women fat pigs, he said, only Rosie O'Donnell. Like, it's, yeah. That's clearly a fucking joke. I mean, do you need that behind it to realize what the fuck it is? No, so y'all called women fat pigs? Nope, only Rosie. Only called Rosie O'Donnell a fat pig. By the way, Rosie O'Donnell, ain't absolutely no problem making fun of retarded people. You know what? I actually look that up. This is why I need another computer hooked to this. Anyway, show no respect. Not even good rhyming.
Show no respect.
Try to grab my pussy. Now, remember, this is 10-year-old girls that they're writing for.
You're gonna get wrecked.
You're going to get wrecked. So, basically, they're saying, try grabbing my pussy, you're going to get wrecked. No wonder this hasn't gone mainstream, because it goes against everything Hollywood says.
Planned Parenthood. Help.
Cutting Planned Parenthood healthcare. Why the fuck would especially a black girl, a 10-year-old black girl, and let me explain why especially a black girl, because nobody, the New York City, like not New York State, but New York City, there were more black babies aborted this year than were born. More black babies aborted than were born this year. But, it's Donald Trump who's the racist. And, money should go to Planned Parenthood as super chats if they violate the terms and service agreements of YouTube. The super chat money goes to Planned Parenthood. Because, that helps black people more, you fucking morons.
Hair. And a gender more fucked than your fuck.
And a gender more fucked than your fucked up hair. How is, not funding baby murder an agenda more fucked up than Donald Trump's hair? Donald Trump's hair, yeah, it leaves a lot to be desired. It is fucked up, I will give you that. But to say fucking baby murder is less fucked up than Donald Trump's hair? And to have children say it? You sick, sick, sick people.
Hey, you said it, ladies. You gotta treat them like shit.
Okay, I need to go back on that because these raps are so bad.
More fucked than your fuck.
An agenda more fucked up than your fucked up hair. Yep. Okay, you want to talk fucked up hair? Let's talk fucked up hair African American women. Balls in your court.
How dare you?
Hey, you said it, ladies.
You said of ladies, you got to treat them like shit. Yeah, he's talking about the whole treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen. And I'm sorry, 10-year-old girl, but it's true. You know how you are angry at the world and you don't have a daddy? That's it.
You gotta treat them like shit. Accused rapist.
Accused rapist. Sexual assault culprit. Now, what are they basing that on? Honestly, what are they honestly basing sex assault culprit? He never said grab it. He said grab them by the pussy. And he was talking about whores. Agenda more fucked up.
You gotta treat it like
Oh, shit. Again, accused rapist. And they show Trump.
Choose rapist,
Sex assault culprits. And now they show the Statue of Liberty. Acting, sleepy or whatever, as if liberty was... No. Liberty means innocent until proven guilty. Liberty, means the opposite. Take away a woman's abortion right. Seriously? You're going to have children say this? Like, according to your mother's philosophy, if she decided 18 minutes after you were born, literally 18 minutes after you were born, and we go back again to New York City, you would be dead. How about you don't be a whore? You don't hold a pink phallic symbol next to your mouth when you're 10 years old. You don't. How about your parents don't allow you to be in this position with a hat that signifies pussy and a microphone that is clearly overly phallic with its color and that? How about your parents don't allow you to be going this? Okay, I'm going to put down a fucking $100 right now. You are a result of a single mother. Change my mind. My bitch Liz Warren will take you down in a fight. Yeah, okay, see, this is all this propaganda gets dated. They do all this shit. Now, what I learned in my research, I was only aware of this video today, but this video is more than a year old. And my bitch Liz Warren ain't the fucking Democratic nominee anymore. And there's a lot of things. Hillary Clinton is coming back in. So, yeah, this just shows that it's all horseshit. And it's all based on emotion and in the moment. And no matter how much... Yeah, that's why there's, like, so little shit from the left. Like, even when you look at the Young Turks, it's nothing for weeks. And then video in short succession, because they film a whole lot of shit. And then they have to wait to see whether the shit they're talking is correct or not. And yeah, for the most part, they don't even bother and do it. They just push it out there. But the reason they can't just do a daily show, they can't just do constant shit anymore, is because they're so full of shit that they have to wait to see. Like, and they never wait long enough. They always jump on whatever they can, but they wait slightly longer than, the mainstream media, the corporate media, I should say. They are the corporate media, but all they do is wait slightly longer and hope that the people who watch them don't watch any corporate media or don't watch anything else. Like the Young Turks and this shit, this fucking whatever the fuck it is, love to hate. Yeah, they have the same fucking problem. Anyway. Okay, Princess Leia choked out Jabba the Hutt. Yeah, Princess Leia also died from a drug overdose. Yeah, she also died miserable. And also, she had to be... Yeah, her and the last Star Wars sucked. The ones you're talking about where she choked out Jabba the Hutt, yeah, Princess Leia was awesome. Then the feminists got hold of Princess Leia and she became weak and shitty. And more importantly, this is where it just... Okay, supercalifraudulent. Like, this is like Nazi propaganda again. This is what they're doing with fucking, Greta Thunberg.
How dare you?
Yeah, exactly, her. That fucking...
How dare you?
This chick.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
The racist, sexist, got my pony.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
Bullshit, racist, Muslim ban.
Okay, there was no Muslim ban.
Bullshit.
Bullshit, racist, Muslim ban. There's no way that girl wrote those lyrics. Okay, what is bullshit and racist? I'm guessing there should be a comma between those two things. But what is the Muslim ban? There was no Muslim ban because Thailand, wasn't on that ban. There were plenty of Islamic countries that were not on that ban. It was only ones that were a direct threat. And it's like what they're doing with Tulsi Gabbard, where fucking Hillary Clinton is calling her a Russian asset. And this is like the other side. And this is why I don't get the fucking leftists, the so-called green voters, the so-called fucking feminists who listen to this shit don't understand. It doesn't matter where you stand on this political spectrum. It doesn't matter whether you're a full-blown fucking, communist. It doesn't matter whether you're a fucking full-blown capitalist. Doesn't matter where you fucking stand. If you disagree with the industrialized military complex, you are a fucking traitor. You are a heretic. You are fucking, banned. You are blackballed. You are out of the fucking game. And that's all it takes. Like, I don't care where you are, disagree with the industrialized military complex, and then tell me that Labour or Greens support you. Go ahead, do that and tell me fucking that. Let's continue this horseshit.
Racist, Muslim ban. You love Nazis and the Ku Klux Klan.
Walk up and immigrants that you hate and break.
Okay, I have to go back on this. You're loved by Nazis and Ku Klux Klan? No, Donald Trump is hated by Nazis because Donald Trump, first and foremost, he's not a socialist. And also, both his kids are married to Jews. His grandkids are Jewish.
And the Ku Klux Klan.
But, see, again, black guy. Oh, and look, it's black people in both things because we need to give black people more roles. How fucking racist is this? Like, the only roles they have for, like, black adults in this thing are to be dressed as white people. Fucking racist. They can't write in fucking roles for black people? No. No, you're black, but you're playing white.
Walk up and immigrants that
Stopping immigrants that you hate and berate. It doesn't hate and berate immigrants. It's illegal immigrants. See, they won't say this. They won't say the word illegal. They'll say, oh, well, more than half of illegal immigrants come in by plane. Yeah, okay. Well, if you build a wall, then you're going to stop 50% of that. You're going to stop 50% of lawbreakers by building a wall. So build a fucking wall.
you hate and berate. Ignorance is ignorance. Don't make America.
His ignorance don't make America great. No, the people who voted for him, the people in what the elitists call, and in the United States, what they call the flyover states, the people like myself, working class, the people who grow your food, the people who, turn what was grown into something you can buy from a supermarket, the people who build the refrigeration units at the supermarket, the people who build the very, supermarket that it's in. Those are the people that make America, that make Australia, that make the UK, that make Canada, that make the Western world. Those are the people who make it great. Make America great. See, this is the thing that leftists, like hardcore progressives, can't get their fucking head around. Is it's not about you. It's never about you as the individual. It's never about me as the individual. It's about a collective good. And that collective is known as society. And people like me, people who grow food, people who turn it from that into something that you can pick up at your local supermarket, they are what make a country great. They are what make a society great. But you can't see past your own fucking blue hair. You can't see past your own fucking beanie. You can't see past your own fucking statement glasses and your own culturally appropriated flannelette shirt. Fuck you, I'm working class. I consider that cultural appropriation, you hipster faggots. Okay, I'm going to have to go back over that because it's okay, Donald Trump bad. I'm guessing Orange Man bad from this. Pussy Scouts. Pussy Scouts. Now, we're going to get into this website. Something psych, we're the future bosses, bitch. Okay, so this is clearly a fucking, this is clearly a reference to the squad or whatever. So, girls of color, because it was a year ago. It's, all about that. Now, I'm going to find the actual fucking pussy. The actual fucking pussy website. The Pussy Scouts website. Okay, Pussy Scouts is made by fuckhate.com. Now, fuckhate.com. Let's just, let's load up fuckhate.com. Here we go, fuckhate.com. Now, sponsored by Chat. This is genuinely it. Here it is. Here's some of the thing. This is fuckhate.com. Speak out, stand out. Fuckhate.com. Fuckhate.com is who make the thing. Now, sponsored by Chat Your Bait. Chat Your Bait, sexually inclusive. Oh, okay. Let's go back. A sexually inclusive community that respects, supports, and values people of all shapes, sizes, sexual orientations, and genders without judgment. Now let's click on Chat You Bait and see what Chat You Bait actually is. Oh, here we go. Chat You Bait. Join the largest XXX cam site. Thousands of live amateurs broadcasting from home. The fastest. Okay, this was something. This is two links away from what we just saw. That video we just saw. And in case you don't believe me, okay, let's go. Episode here. Here we are. Equality. Okay, pussyscouts.com. Here we are. Pussyscouts.com. How not to be a sexist dick like Trump. Now, this is what we just saw children on. This is it. Okay? Fight like a girl. See feminist gear. Ooh, this is all. Dude gets nude. The naked truth about sexism. Okay, this keeps going on. Buy this. It's all just merchandise. This is what happens when you click on the video link to this these little girls rapping about Trump with the Pussy Scouts. This is the Pussy Scouts right here. This is their website. We keep going down. Again, it's the same thing again. Feminist cookies. Blah, 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 Pussy Scouts. Now, contact, okay, about, okay, this is produced by fuckhate.com. Pussy Scouts is produced by fuckhate.com. Here we go.
How dare you?
In recognizing a communist, physical appearance counts for nothing.
Right, so this is fuckhate.com. So open link in a new tab. Okay, here we are again, fuckhate.com. And again, Chat You Bait is a sexually inclusive, blah, blah, blah. So we're back at the same website. Now, so from Pussy Scouts, the makers of that video, I went to their parent company, which is, fuckhate.com. As you can see here in the thing, I will click on fuckhate.com, See, I've just right-clicked because I'm right over it. Now I'm going to left-click on fuckhate.com, and it takes us to ChatUbate. Now, okay, ChatUbate. Whoops, I didn't mean to click that, but it didn't do anything. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, the act of masturbating while chatting online. So a video about small children, specifically small girls aged like 10 to 12 years old, through 2 clicks, links to ChatUbate, the act of masturbating while chatting online. That is what this is about. That is, there you go. That is the typical leftist movement. Everyone says safe schools doesn't lead to pedophilia. Everyone says, that there isn't some agenda that is perverted behind all these fucking, leftist fucking shit in Hollywood. There isn't some perverted agenda behind it on the internet. Well, through 2 clicks, I've just fucking completely disproven that. Through 2 fucking clicks, I have proven that that is completely wrong. That they are, actually trying to send your sons and daughters, and in this case, daughters, but, they're trying to confuse your kids genderly, not gingerly, genderly. Which isn't even a word, but they're trying to confuse. I'm struggling with a way to put it because there is no fucking way to put it. They just make up words, and I'm just making up words myself. But here's the thing: they are trying to confuse your children. They are trying to confuse you as a parent. They can trying to confuse teachers, whoever. I'm sure the teachers are already confused when we look at statistics. Yeah, public school teachers molest children at a rate higher than Catholic priests, and I am no fan of Catholic priests. Let's just put it that way. But they are deliberately trying to confuse you. They're trying to confuse your children into this non-gender binary horseshit because as I just showed you, you're only 2 clicks away from pedophilia. The LGBTQ community is only 2 clicks away from adding that pedosexual, or that fucking no map, or whatever the fuck they want to call it. Map, no map, or whatever. Minor attracted person, non-minor attracted person. Whatever the fuck they want to call it. Anything to do with this fucking feminist fucking horseshit movement, you're only 2 clicks away from full-blown pedophilia. Remember that, people. And that is when we get into our next story, because these same people, these same women, these people who tell we have to respect all cultures, and the reason that what I just said was so homophobic and so wrong is because I don't fucking respect cultures, are the same people who are all about fucking the indigenous cultures. They love it. They can't get enough of indigenous people. And I'm going to keep going. How long have I been going on this podcast? I've been going not long enough. Yeah, okay. So these are the same people who will say that, no, you can't disrespect feminism. You can't, like what I just said, everything I just said about that movement, everything I just said about fucking the Pussy Scouts. Me saying using 10-year-old girls in a movement called Pussy Scouts, where you talk about rape and... where you talk about rape, using 10-year-old girls in something called Pussy Scouts, where you talk about rape, me saying that's inappropriate for children, that is hate speech apparently. But when we go to the here we go. South Australian, this is the same people. South Australian police officers stay silent on fate of Warren Johncock's employment. Police have dodged repeat questions on whether the community constable employed by the state's Far West is still on the job after being filmed stoning a wombat to death. Now, this is, as we can see here, okay, the video's not loading, it doesn't matter. But what we can see here is a clearly Indigenous Australian gentleman who is partaking in what is a legally it's completely legal under Australian law for this guy as an Indigenous Australian to do, which is stone a wombat to death. That's right. We have to respect all people. We have to respect all cultures. Yet when it comes to fucking telling boys they're not boys and they need to chop their dicks off and take an estrogen, we need to respect everybody and we need to respect all cultural beliefs. When it comes to I'm gonna fucking say it, Indigenous Australian, a fucking abo, when it comes to one of them fucking belting a wombat with rocks, which he's allowed to do, suddenly it becomes a different thing. Why? Because he filmed it. That's it. That's the only difference. Like, these feminists can film fucking destroying the lives of young boys, destroying the lives of young girls. They can film it, and it's all protected because what they're doing is viewed as right. This guy, he's enjoying it and he's using modern technology, but he is practicing something that he is well within his rights to practice. Would I do it? No. I would use a bow and arrow or a gun because that is much more humane. We have developed technology after rocks. Do I think that Indigenous Australians should still be allowed to practice their wombat hunting? Absolutely. Should they still be allowed to use stones to do it? Absolutely not. Get a gun license. Buy a fucking compound bow. Update yourself, be a little fucking civilized. But this is the problem. They can't have it both ways. Police refusing to reveal employment status of a senior community constable filmed stoning a wombat to death on a country road in the state's far west. Now, hang on, I've got to find, because I've got the actual video here somewhere. Where are you?
And they don't want to hurt anyone.
Okay.
So I'm just going to show you this footage now. I will warn you, it's a bit disturbing, even though...
Yeah, okay. I don't want to basically hear from this guy for the video. I didn't realise. Yeah, okay, so, so basically, I'll, skip ahead of, this fag guy, going ahead with it. Oh, there he is. Anyway.
And they don't want to hurt anyone. So I'm just going to show you this footage.
Fucking hell. Just get to it. I thought I had it queued up, and then it fucking backtracked on me. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about what you have to say. Here we go. Yeah, so as you can see here, he's like, he's creeping up on the thing. And he's on, oh, mate, don't you realise I can fucking hit these things, bro? Yeah, again, hold your phone the right way. You fucking idiot. Now, this might look like really, really fucking remote to people, but I've been in places like this in South Australia, and you're never that far from civilization. This is just dickheads on a back road. Really, it's not the middle of nowhere. It's not far from civilization. These are just assholes. And there you can see, I don't know, he didn't get picked up for the local footy team, so he's taking it out on a wombat.
Oh, you got him!
Oh yeah, you fucking got him, mate. Oh, fucking sick. And then the wombat gets up and runs away.
Go on, you got him, hit him, kill him. Get the shooting. Stop, keep him in the box.
Yeah, and again, this is a legitimate Aboriginal, Indigenous Australian, whatever you want to call it, practice. That's why the and he smacks it again. This guy's
Oh, no,
look.
kill him, Brad.
He killed him, bruv. Oh, yeah. Fucking A. Yeah, and there's nothing fucking wrong about that. There's nothing wrong about what this guy did. It's all completely legitimate, all completely above board, because that is what we allow fucking Indigenous Australians to do. That is part of a tribal fucking ritual or whatever. And as an Indigenous Australian, he is entitled to hunt wombats that way. He doesn't have to have a gun license. He doesn't have to do any of that shit. He is actually allowed. And there's a certain tribe in, I think it's somewhere on the fucking west coast or whatever, of Australia, where they're allowed to hunt turtles that are, endangered or whatever. But because it's part of their culture, because it's part of their practice, they're still allowed to do this. So, where do these fucking social justice warriors stand? Because that's what it looks like. That's what fucking, traditional wombat hunting looks like. And that video is what it looks like. It's some fucking abo cunt throwing rocks at a wombat. That's what it was 5,000 years ago. That's what it was 10, 20, 30,000 years ago. Yeah, that's what it looked like then. That's what it looked like now. The only difference is he's wearing sneakers and shorts. That's it. Are you against it or are you for it? Yeah, and you know what? That's what I was calling this episode. I was calling it, Womattered, and I was going to do more on it. But basically, that is the crux of my fucking thought. That is the crux of my argument on that whole thing. It's simply that, that's what it looked like fucking 20,000 years ago. That's what it looks like now. Some black fella throwing rocks at a wombat. And that's life, people. And I'll leave you with Extinction Rebellion. I'll leave you with the Extinction Rebellion. Getting their comeuppance in I believe Canada this week.
You gotta go to work. Get the fuck out the way. Get the fuck out the way. Go.